Hey everybody, it's Simon from Lake Ebb. I'm here with my old pal Rex. We're out here camping, and I'm telling you, camp with a dog, it's pretty easy. It's not complicated, and I've got one tip that's really useful for you to be able to make sure that your dog can roam the entire campsite safely. Stick around. It's really not complicated. You don't need to overcomplicate it. You don't need to buy any extra accessories or anything like that. Just bring all your stuff from home. If your dog's used to sleeping on a bed, bring your dog bed. If it has a favorite chew toy, bring the chew toy. If it has a ball it likes to chase, bring the ball. Food and water, you can bring your dog bowls from home. We keep a couple plastic ones in the camper just because it's convenient, but you really don't even need to do that. You don't need to have any extra special gear just for camping with the dog. Just bring all the stuff you normally would. Of course, you need to be mindful of the weather. If it's hot, make sure there's a shady spot or cool spot. You can see we've got our air conditioner right there. And sometimes, if it's super hot during the summer, we just need to go chill out in the camper for a little bit, bring the dog inside, let him cool down, go for a swim. If it's cold, just be mindful of that too. Build a fire, let the dog hang out by the fire, or kick the heater on, put him in the camper for a little bit. Dogs have a lot more range than we do temperature-wise. Some dogs are a little high-strung. You know who you are. You know who you are. My Rex is chilled out with age. He's gotten a little more mellow. He used to be really high-strung. Now he's, when he's awake and alert, that he's getting up there in age. He's not as high-strung as he used to be. But he's really, really protective of us, and he figures out pretty quick, kind of the layout of our camping area that is our territory, and his territory and his domain. And so he figures out pretty quickly, hey, I'm a guard dog and I need to guard this space. So sometimes he gets a little anxious, when there's other dogs walking by. You can see that there's a road right behind us. There's people walking dogs. There's a trail right over here, people walking dogs. And, he gets a little high strung. So we've got a tent right here. We can put him in the tent for a little while. We can put him in the camper. That just helps him, just gives him a little cue to like, hey, time to just rest a little bit. If you can't get any rest when there's people walking by, you can get some rest in the camper. In the tent, obviously you're going to have more noises and stuff. And, if you have a really, really high-strung dog, that might be really challenging. Campers are obviously a lot easier. You can just throw them in the camper. You can everything's blacked out. You can just chill out in there for a little bit. So if you've been camping a lot, you know that sometimes the weather just doesn't go in your favor. And that's okay. But when you have a dog, that can be a muddy mess. So if it's raining and it's muddy, then do the best you can with cover, awnings and tarps and pop-up tents and all that kind of stuff. But it's almost inevitable that your dog's going to get muddy. So what I like to do is always bring along a bunch of old towels, any towels that are no longer going to be used in the house. They go in the garage. I have a big stash, and a couple of those end up in the camper. And that's just for, cleaning up any muddy mess, including the dog. If you have just a little tiny bucket, you can fill that up with water, dunk one paw in at a time, dry them off right before you get in the camper. Of course, it helps. You could see that we've got a big kind of outdoor carpet in the front. So we sweep that clean, keep that clean. It can get wet, and that way you've got a dry place to kind of clean up before you actually get in the camper without tracking any mud inside. Same with the tent. We have a tarp there that's right there. We go. We have a tarp that the tent's sitting on that's bigger than the tent, so there's kind of like a little porch, little staging area, so we can keep the inside of the tent as clean as it possibly can be. My tip for setting up your campsite so the dog can go anywhere, it's pretty simple. You just take any rope or paracord, you loop off each end. You just do a loop in a simple overhand knot like this, pull it tight, and then put it around a tree, the frame of the camper or anything. Try to get to the middle of the campsite if you can. loop it around in itself, pull it tight, and then do the same thing with the leash, with the handle of your leash. And then that's it. Your dog is safe and secure, can go anywhere in the campsite that you can go. I really hope this video helped you out. Don't miss out on my essential gear for camping video. Talk to you soon.